Hey, Coach, I think Houston is 8-0. They haven't lost since you guys beat them. I think 3 or 4 have been by double digits. What makes them so tough?
Well, they got talent, they're well coached, they're athletic, they're tough. They got unbelievable perimeter play. They got, big guys that can protect the paint and rebound. And, they're a complete team. They got a nice squad. They're a team that would be one of the favorites to win it all. Of course, they'll be a 1 seed. They're good.
And how are Kevin and Parker feeling?
I think Parker's better. I don't know about Kevin, but Parker's better, and I don't know if Kevin will practice today. I don't know if he'll be able to do that, but hopefully he'll be able to go tomorrow.
We were just talking to Jamari about his season this year. Just from your vantage point, what growth have you seen from him from the start of the season till now?
I think he's very bright. Got a high IQ. He's very thin. He needs to get stronger. But I think we recruited him to be a program guy and to play over time, and I think he's right on track to do everything that we recruited him to do. And he's an unbelievable teammate. I think that from our standpoint, he's what we thought he would be as a player, but he's even better to be around than what we probably envisioned him being. He's been terrific.
Does he have somebody, a comp personality-wise, somebody you've coached before? I can't really figure that out.
Well, yeah, you would know probably as well as anybody, Matt. Somebody that is, if he played as much as Devontae, he would be looked at like a Devontae personality-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got it. He doesn't get a chance to show it as much because he's not out there as near as much as what he was, especially late in his career. But he would be someone. Like that. I'm trying to think he's probably not as flamboyant as Remy. Probably a little cooler than CB and Jay Will, but he's got some personality and he's fun, and certainly the guys all love him.
When you think of this opportunity, number one on their court, chance to get that 4 seed and get that extra day, chance to win 2 in a row heading into the postseason. Which one of those is the biggest factor for you guys, opportunity-wise?
I think just playing a great, terrific Houston team and going down there and just see where we are, at this stage of the season. Hopefully, a lot of things can. It's not done, but for the most part, the hay's in the barn. In a lot of ways. Could we help ourselves a seed line or possibly, or maybe, I don't know about 2, but could we help ourselves? Could we hurt ourselves from this point forward? Absolutely. But it's not going to be something that is so significant that, could knock you out of the tournament or anything like that. So I'd like to just catch them on a day where 2 really good teams competing and playing hard against each other and see where we line up, because if you're able to perform well against them, that means you can do it against anybody.
You mentioned on your show how important Parker was the last time you played them in the 3 and free throws and all that, but what is it about this matchup in a broader sense that makes Parker just so important to have against Houston?
Well, I would just say they're big guys. Of course, they're down a big, obviously, but the way they rebound the ball, any type of height, any type of size, I think would be beneficial, especially since it'll be a physical game, and even with guys not getting into foul trouble, it's going to be a game that it'd be hard for Hunt to play 40 minutes, and so Parker will be very important.
DeJuan's been scoring in double figures a lot more frequently. Do you feel like something has turned with him? I know you've talked about wanting him to be more aggressive within his game, but do you feel like something has changed over the last month or so that's led to that?
I don't know that it's. I think Juan usually does what he feels is best for his team, and I think that he knows, especially with Kev not being full speed or being out, that he probably we need to come up with some points somewhere. I mean, if you lose Kevin, you gotta come up with 19 points somehow, you know, from somewhere or something. And I think he's probably taken that to heart and probably shot the ball more. But, you know, even with that being said, most of his scoring has been from getting to his floater. It's not from beyond the arc. And I'd like to see him shoot a couple more threes a game. But he is, to me, offensively playing more aggressively.
LJ Crier's had some very strong second halves. He had 21 when they came down the field, and he had 19 last night against UCF. What can you do to prevent those strong second half scoring spurts?
We're just gonna have to do something at halftime to, I guess, get him sick or something, I don't know. You know, you're exactly right, he's had big numbers in the second half. You know, Perry from K-State has had huge numbers in the second half all year long too. I mean, there's guys that actually do that, and I think he takes over games more as the game crunch time comes. And he was terrific last night. He was great against us in the second half as well. But I don't look at it near as much as second half. I look at it more, well, he's averaging 23 a game over the last 4 or 5, and we got to understand that if we're playing well and we're fortunate enough to be in a favorable position, he's going to go get his shot, and that's what I think he's done. Even last night against UCF, how many do you have? 19 in the second half. Yeah, and you know, UCF, what were they up 5 or 6 at halftime and got it to 8 or something like that, and then it was time for their guards to take over, and that's exactly what happened.
Bill, against K-State, Marco had good minutes first half, and of course Nick shooting. Is that going to travel in the tournament? Where are they now as a pair compared to December as far as helping the team?
Well, I think they're both more prepared to help the team. I think both of them defensively have got a ton better, a ton. You know, I've heard people say, you know, Nick's got a guard better, and I'm like, going, well, hell, you should have seen him 3 months ago, you know. And on Marco, to me, has gotten a lot better defensively, and he wasn't bad before, but he's gotten a lot better. The thing that you can't count on, are they going to make shots? And you know, that's, but you know, if you need to make shots to play well, then you're probably more of a shooter than you are a player. And I think they both really badly want to be good players, and so I think it can travel to postseason, and I don't know why it wouldn't. Whenever we've had good runs, seems like to me there's always been somebody that has stood out in the postseason that maybe was a little bit, maybe not totally under the radar, but a little bit unexpected. You know, we didn't anticipate Remy Martin being the most valuable player of the Midwest Regional. We didn't anticipate Malik Newman being the most valuable player of the Big 12 tournament and the Midwest Regional. You know, those were bonuses, you know, and still, even with the bonuses, it was hard to get done what we end up getting done. So I'm hoping and believing that somebody like one of those two can have an impact similar.
Did Kevin get a new injury?
No, he just retweaked it. You know, I don't know if you guys saw, you know, he asked to come out with 6 minutes left, and so, yeah, he didn't come back in after that.
They're the #1 team in the country. They gotta win maybe to be undisputed champ. Is this the toughest challenge you can remember in a game for a while? I mean, you guys haven't had the best road record, and you're playing a team that's gonna be, you know, whatever the word is, desperate to win the title or whatever.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. We haven't had the best road record. What are we, 3-6 for the year, and so and 2-6 in league play. So yeah, it'll be a great challenge. Absolutely. You know, the thing about it is, when you guys look at the NBA, teams that finish 50 and 30 usually don't have winning records on the road, and still yet they finish in the top 3 in their conference. You know, that's the way it is, And this year it's been tougher for us. We gave a couple away. There's no doubt about that, but it's hard to, you know, win at certain places, without question. And you know, we haven't done as well as what we had hoped, but I don't, you know, as far as, preparation for NCAA tournament and those sorts of things, winning on the road is important. And it's more important for your resume and seeding and how people look at it. But in the tournament, you play at neutral sites. Big 12 tournament's a neutral, well, semi-neutral site. And you know, we need to go down there and play well, but playing well there will certainly give us confidence, no question.
Do you like the format of the Big 12 tournament? Because let's say a team played 4 games in 4 days and won, and then had to play Thursday in the NCAA.
Yeah, the best thing about our tournament, the very best thing about our tournament is over on Saturday. Because there's a lot of, not a lot, but there's a few tournaments. I know the SEC, if I'm not mistaken, the Big Ten, their tournaments are over on Sunday. And that's what happened when we were in the Big Ten before. You know, you play your butt off and you play on Sunday, and then by the time you get home on Sunday night after the selection show that you stay there in the United Center to watch, you know, it's Monday morning by the time you get home, and you have to take that day off because you just played 3 days in a row. You're exhausted, and then you're leaving on Tuesday to go to the tournament. I think one of the smartest things the Big 12 did years ago was to make sure that the tournament concluded on Saturday.
Bill, I think you said before Kevin's injury is kind of one you have to manage and look at, you know, as the tournament comes. With the Big 12 tournament, is there any sense of, you know, maybe resting him for an initial game? And, you know,
That's a great question, and the answer will be I don't know. But that's something I've certainly thought a lot about. I think we're too soon to talk about it. Let's see how he does this weekend. Let's see how he feels next week. But doing well in the Big 12 tournament is important as him being healthy the next week. So we'll try to figure it out. But I'm going to wait and get through this week before we actually try to get a game plan together on that.
You guys obviously still have things to play for with playing on the road. Are you a coach that gives a passionate speech? Is it something that you think about days before? Or do you just meet like before tip-off, or do you just go in there and say what's on your mind? I mean, some coaches are like give the Rocky motivation we've seen during the tournament, and some coaches just
During the tournament, this is not the tournament.
Right.
So which one are you asking?
Well, I guess, I mean, do you change anything up?
For this game?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
no. Do you change something up maybe for something else? Absolutely. You know, guys, Rocky's one of my all-time favorite movies, all-time favorite. But you can't, you know, every bout fight like Rocky did the 13th, 14th, and 15th round of one fight. I mean, you can't go out the next day and go out and do that. So I think you pick your spots when you do things like that. I'll be real honest with you. These Newt Rockne win one for the Gipper speeches are fantastic. If we think that those actually play a huge role in an outcome of a game, then we're not thinking right. We want to do that, but if you're playing Houston on the road and they're ranked #1 in the country, and they got a chance to clinch and do a lot of different things on senior day and all that stuff, that should be enough to excite you, you know, as opposed to, you know, a raw speech. Now you can do those speeches, but they have to be calculated and few, because when you do too many of them, they become numb. So at least in my opinion, maybe because I only know of 2 that I could actually ever give that would be worth a crap. So you got to space them way out. So.
Well, past couple of years, there's been several highly touted point guards that have off nights against us. Does one just get a little extra excited, more attention to scout, more adrenaline when it goes against these guys that are highly touted, such as Shed?
Well, you know, he didn't guard Shed the first time. He guarded Cryer. And Kevin guarded Shed the majority of the time, even though we switched a lot. But you're right. Jamal Shed is as good a point guard as there is in the country, and we'll all be excited to go against him. But when I look at their guards, I don't just look at at him, I look at him, Cryer and Sharp combined. And the way we play, the way we used to play, Dave, I think there was more of that existed. Because I'm guarding you, or you're guarding me, and we don't help and we don't switch. So now the responsibility comes more on you. When you look at the stat sheet at the end of the game, your guy got 15 or your guy got 7 or 22. Now, when you switch so much, it doesn't have that same feel. That's one of the biggest disadvantages to switching a lot, is the personal pride you get from saying that he's mine. Or, and then whatever he gets is a reflection of me, rather than, you know, Marcus Garrett used to be mad at that all the time. Marcus Garrett, they scored 50 points on him for an entire year. But you could look at a box score and a guy get 15. He didn't score against me. You know, but that's what people equate it to, because we switch so much, and the switching has been good for us over time, but that's one of the big negatives of switching.